I don't care what you say. I don't care what anybody else says. What's up, everybody? NTCertified here. So, sitting at home, we're all in quarantine from everything that's going on in the world. So I decided to look through all of my video games here in my room on display. I have over 500 video games just in my room alone, on shelves, on display, in cases. And that's just here, not looking at what I have in totes and stuff like that. But rarely do I ever do videos on some of my favorites, like the games that I grew up with as a kid, or my favorite fighting games, or my favorite wrestling games. And as you know, I am a big game guy. I'm also a big wrestling guy as well. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna do my top 5 video games from my childhood. As you know, I am a huge Nintendo fan. Grew up on everything Nintendo, but at the same time, I've had every system. I've had all of the Sega systems, all of the Sony systems, all of the Xbox systems, even some of the less popular systems, such as like the Panasonic 3DO and the Atari Jaguar and things like that. But this is my top 5 games. The games that I spent the most time on, the games that I had the most fun with as a kid, and the games that kind of made gaming what it is for me today. Let's get started. Game number 5 on my list is Diddy Kong Racing for the Nintendo 64. So this was the game that I got with my Nintendo 64 in 1997 for Christmas. This was the only game that I received that year, and I played the dirt out of this game. Me and my cousin together, it's like the only game we played other than GoldenEye 007 on the N64 for a very, very long time. And I don't care what you say, I don't care what anybody else says, Timber is the best character in Diddy Kong Racing. Hands down. And I wish we would have saw the sequel for the GameCube launch, but we did not see a sequel to Diddy Kong Racing. But this, to me, goes down as one of the 10 best N64 games ever. It was different, having like the hovercrafts and having the planes, but also having the carts. And the levels were great, the story mode was great. It was just a really fun game. Dark Water Beach is still my favorite level, hands down, on Diddy Kong Racing. Just amazing game. The 4th game on my list is Perfect Dark, also for the N64. Now, I know everybody's thinking, okay, so GoldenEye's in there somewhere. If you're picking Perfect Dark, you're picking GoldenEye. Well, guess what? GoldenEye's not in my top 5 list. Perfect Dark was better than GoldenEye. I don't care what you say. This is a better game than GoldenEye 007. Yes, GoldenEye paved the way, same engine, same company, all that good stuff. It paved the way for what Perfect Dark would be, but GoldenEye was the original. Perfect Dark did it better. Perfect Dark had a more interesting protagonist. They had better levels, a better story, overall better gameplay. The game looked better. It was deeper. Everything about Perfect Dark was 007 2.0. And I can still go back and play this today without any issues, and it still works well for me. Perfect Dark, and I wish the sequel was better, but I don't think it was that great. I mean, it was decent, it was playable, definitely. The AI was just banana stupid, but in a bad way, by the way, not a good way, in a bad way. The AI was just horrible, but the original Perfect Dark is a freaking classic. Another top 10 for the N64. Number 3 on my list is Sonic 2. Now, the reason that I picked Sonic 2 is because it also had Tails. Tails is my favorite Sonic character ever. He's even better than Sonic, in my opinion, but I spent hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. He is probably the best game character, Sonic I'm speaking of, other than Mario. in my opinion, probably the most well-known other than Mario. And it's just one of those games you pick up, you can play it, and anybody can pick it up, you can have fun with it, and even today, this game has aged tremendously. I can still go back and play it. I still have yet to beat this game. Yes, there are a lot of games from my childhood that I love to death, but I never beat them. I just spent hours and hours replaying the same levels and losing and losing and losing, but they were so fun back then. It didn't even matter that you didn't beat them. You just had so much fun with it. And I actually played the 2-player mode with this a lot. Looking back at it, it's not very fun today, but back in the day, man, this was amazing. So Sonic 2, Sega Genesis. Number 2 on my list, because you know I could not get away without a wrestling game. This is WWF No Mercy. Now, there are a lot of classic wrestling games from the past that I could have chosen. The reason that I picked WWF No Mercy is that, to me, it's the most complete game. It came at the height of everything when wrestling was at its peak. And you can definitely feel the Attitude Era in No Mercy. It had all the classic characters, the classic arenas. It had a decent story mode for the time. The graphics were state of the art for the time. The engine is perfect. Almost, this game is, I don't know, just this much better than WWF Here Comes the Pain, or WWE Here Comes the Pain. That much better, because Here Comes the Pain kind of matches No Mercy on pretty much everything. Graphics, gameplay, story mode, match types, everything. But Here Comes the Pain doesn't have like the classic backstage areas. Like me being able to like give a stunner to Stephanie McMahon on a pool table in the bar is like one of the greatest memories that I probably will ever have in a wrestling game. So No Mercy will always be that number 1 game for me. And it's a great game. It's memories. Not to mention, I haven't told many people this story, but I actually opened my No Mercy about a month or so earlier than I was supposed to, because I got it on Christmas, and I actually lent it to a friend and let him play it for a weekend, and then I like tucked it back in the box. So by the time Christmas came, I'd already beaten the game, and I was like bored out of my mind because I'd already unlocked everything and beaten everything. Never did that again. And last but certainly not least, the most important game to me as a gamer, this is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. In my opinion, this is the one Super Nintendo game that has not aged. This is a game that you can go back and you can play today and it still looks great. It plays great, the controls are basic, it's a pick up and play, anybody can get into it. This is the best Mario game. Forget Sunshine, forget Odyssey, forget 64, you can even look at Super Mario World 2, whatever, Paper Mario, it doesn't even matter. This is the best Mario game out there, hands down. And I'll play this time and time again, today, into the future, years into the future. This is always going to be my favorite Super Mario game ever. And those are my top 5 games from my childhood that I own. There are a lot of other games out there that were great as well. I'll give some honorable mentions to games like GTA Vice City on the PS2, that was amazing, and also Splinter Cell on the original Xbox as well, as games that I probably would have chosen as my number 6 and number 7. But that's all, guys. I do want to thank you for watching. If you like this video, please drop a like, comment on some of your favorite games growing up in your childhood as well, and also do not forget to subscribe to the channel, become a part of a certified club. We would love to have you, and I will see you guys for the next video.